Good morning and a very warm welcome to everyone joining us today for this insightful session brought to you by AstraZeneca. Today we are focusing on RSV and how it affects infants. We'll explore the risks and challenges it represents, how it impacts their health and development, and why some babies are more at risk. Most importantly, we'll share essential tips and preventive steps to help parents and caregivers keep their little ones safe and protected. We are honored to have Dr. Naveen Gupta with us today. Dr. Naveen Gupta is a highly experienced neonatologist and a pediatrician practicing in New Delhi. With over 17 years of expertise, he specializes in managing newborns with breathing difficulties and those requiring ventilator support. His main aim is to provide the best treatment to small children and give a satisfying result and treatment to young children and make their family life happy. Dr. Naveen Prakash Gupta is a top pediatrician and a neonatologist in Malviya Nagar, Delhi. He is a highly qualified neonatologist with vast overseas experience in neonatology. After finishing his super specialization in neonatology, DNB neonatology from Sri Ganga Ram Hospital, he went to British Columbia Children's Hospital at Vancouver to do the fellowship in neonatological prenatal medicine. He received training in functional endocardiography and neonatal hemodynamics there. Dr. Naveen is a national faculty in many teaching programs in neonatology, like neonatal resuscitation programs and facilities based neonatal care. He is actively involved in conducting CMEs and workshops at national levels. He was running a neonatological fellowship program at his center and was involved in various research projects. He is well recognized in the field of pediatrics and regarded as one of the best pediatric neonatologists in Malviya Nagar, New Delhi. So, doctor, we'll start with the questions now. What are the most common signs that a baby might have RSV?
So normally the infants and the kids they present with RSV when they have simple infection, like simple symptoms of the any viral infection like fever, cough, coryza, and so these are the usual signs that the baby will present with fever, cough, running nose, sometime watery eyes, and sometime if there is RSV pneumonia, then the cough is too much, and there is a chesty cough. The parents will report that it's a chesty cough. They could hear that the chest is congested.
Noted. How can RSV affect a baby's growth in the short term and how does it impact their development in long term?
So RSV is a notorious infection. It can be very mild also, but in few of the cases it can be severe also. And there are few populations which are at high risk. Specifically, like a baby is born premature, baby required ventilatory support for a longer time, and we call this illness as bronchopulmonary dysplasia. Now these babies, if they go in the community, if they are growing and then they acquire RSV, in these babies this RSV, which may have been a normal milder infection in other babies, may behave as a severe infection in these subset of the babies. So the spectrum of RSV infection, it varies. So it definitely, if the infection is mild, it will not have any impact on the short term or the long term growth. But if the infection is severe, then definitely on both the things it will have impact. How in the short term? It will increase the cost, it will increase the length of hospitalization, there will be more number of morbidities, and it will affect the growth of the child. And in the long run, the kid who has acquired RSV pneumonia is at high risk of somehow getting the asthma or getting the wheezy bronchitis. So these are usually the short term and the long term growth problems which happens with these kids, and absenteeism from school in kids, so that again leads to problems. Also sometimes in premature babies, if they acquire RSV, then they may have little bit of neurodevelopmental problems. Those usually are linked to primarily to the prematurity and the other premature illnesses, but RSV adds little bit to that.
Thank you. What steps can parents take to reduce the risk of their baby catching RSV?
So, as we understand that RSV is one of the most common cause of bronchiolitis. Bronchiolitis means the infection of the viral infection of the lungs in the first year of life. So, the measures should be taken by the parents and by the community so that these kids they don't catch the RSV. Few of the measure is that if any adult or any elder kid is suffering from viral infection, they should wear the mask. Hand hygiene is another very important thing when a newborn is discharged to the home. That before feeding, if the mother is suffering, so she should do the hand hygiene. Hand hygiene and the wearing the mask, they carries one few of the most important aspect of prevention of RSV. Then do not take the child in crowded places. We understand that any viral infection, be it COVID, be it RSV, the risk is more if we go to the crowded places because these infections they spread by the droplet spread. So do not take the child out in the crowded places. So these are the few points by which you can prevent your little one from getting RSV infection.
Thank you. Can RSV infection cause long-term problems that affects a child's ability to grow?
Yeah, definitely. So RSV, if the baby acquires RSV repeatedly or has got RSV pneumonia, then they are at more increased risk of getting cold and cough and asthma. So if, as we understand that if child gets asthma, there is more of the school absenteeism, there is more of his aversion from going into sports activity. So all these leads to the problem with the growth of the baby. And sometime when the child gets too much of the steroids, if the child gets asthma, then there is overweight, childhood obesity, and so all these things they are problematic.
Thank you. Are some babies more likely to get RSV than others? If so, why?
So, babies, there is a baseline incidence like of the RSV infection in the community, which suppose in the RSV season the normal kids can get, but there is few proportion of population in which there is a risk of acquiring RSV infection or the RSV infection getting more symptomatic or RSV pneumonia is higher. This population is mainly the premature babies who are born and then they are being ventilated or they are already having some form of bacterial pneumonia or ventilator associated pneumonia. Why is that so is because the A, we do not know the RSV status of the parents, whether they are immunized or not. Or suppose even if they have immunized, but the babies who are born prematurely, the antibodies, they have not been transmitted from the mother to the baby. So this premature population is definitely at higher risk of acquiring RSV, and more importantly, the same virus can behave more malignant in these babies, and the babies they get more sicker, and chances of acquiring RSV pneumonia is more higher in this population.
Noted. Are there any specific developmental delays or health issues that can happen as a result of RSV?
RSV mainly leads to the respiratory morbidity, but sometimes if there is a pneumonia and there is multi-system problem, then the other systems they also get involved, like the heart, like the kidneys, and again they can have the long-term problem. And if the pneumonia is very very severe, then definitely neurological problems can also happen. Although neurological problem, a bit of it is related to the prematurity and their premature and their sickness which is there in the NICU period and because they have come early.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Naveen, for sharing invaluable insights into how RSV impacts the growth and development of babies. You have truly underscored the importance of early awareness and how parents and caregivers can take proactive steps to shield their little ones from the serious health threats. To our viewers, we hope this session has been of both informative and empowering. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in our next session. Remember, by staying informed, you are equipped to make the best decisions for your baby's well being, especially when it comes from a preventive RSV. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mita. You are welcome, and it was pleasure for me to have you here. Thank you.